Hey, what's up, y'all? Jay here. So, this is a review for Power Book 3. No. Hey, what's up, y'all? Jay here. So, this is a review for Power Book 4, Force, Season 3, Episode 3. Just watched it not too long ago. Well, actually, earlier this morning. Good episode. Not too bad, you know what I'm saying? Somebody in this show has 9 lives, I swear to God. So, all right, so we get off into it, and we have the fallout of, the Miguel doing a hit on Ortiz's crew from the cartel, essentially, which is a whole spill out from before and whatnot. You know what I mean? You have a bunch of, pretty much, what we're getting is a lot of backdoor stuff that's going to be going on with Miguel and Ortiz, who is in, prison, and then you got CDI, and Tom did just the whole nine, just a bunch of ton of stuff going on pretty much with that, you know what I'm saying? Vic is trying to, this episode, you see Claudia flex her strength, because the old girl that, poked her up at the end of last season, pretty much is like, yo, I'm finna finish the job, you know what I'm saying? Her and her crew, you know what I mean? Because Claudia is pretty much in like gym pop right now and whatnot, So she rolled up her like, hey, so I get a chance to up out of here. Later on in the episode, she comes back to handle that business. But Claudia has pretty much co-opted her protection, her crew and whatnot. Now they work with Claudia. And Claudia gets, she catches the body. You know what I'm saying? Hands-on, up close and personal, which I like this manifestation of what they're doing with Claudia now, actually. Now she seems like more of an opposing threat. You know what I mean? Like, she actually seems like she has some weight towards versus just, daddy's girl who had power and this type of stuff. Like, now she's actually putting in work. There, the way she's asserting herself in these scenes makes her seem a little bit more menacing. Also you have Vic, who is now a snitch for he's a snitch. He's working for Tommy to get information on the feds, but he's trying to finagle some things, whatnot. And he's actually kind of asserted himself a little bit too, because he kicked Claudia's girl, I forget her name, kicked her up out of his crib because Claudia's saying she can stay there. He's like, nah, bounce. You know what I'm saying? But then too much wrong with Vic. He's doing that, and he has this new, his new love interest that he is trying to, pretty much work on and whatnot. I swear, in the Power universe, the end to all the men in these shows end up being their counterparts that they're doing at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, from Ghost to Tommy to now Vic to whoever, that ends up being the problem. You're gonna have the same thing, I'm guessing, with Jannard and Shanti, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. And I didn't even know that the person that's playing Vic's love interest in the show is actually his wife in real life. I guess they had a connection from way back on the, Disney shows and whatnot. So that's kind of interesting. They get to play off each other and whatnot. But whatever. The biggest thing to this episode, to me, is D-Mac. Doing his best Tariq impression, just being out here wild and bugging, causing issues and whatnot. So he's trying to get back to CBI. And Diamond is trying to off him to, make a play for Kilo, so they stay in that space, you know what I mean? And Jannard is the one setting it up, and Jannard, it seems like, actually, did what was said. They set up let D-Mac know about the drop so that they can go and rob the drop. In the course of it, D-Mac is supposed to get off. That's not what happened, because somehow this fool got a grenade. You know what I'm saying? Which didn't really play too much it played a role, but it didn't change the tides, whatnot. Pretty much D-Mac and his crew just got the drop on them overall. Even with the heads up from Jannard, they did that. They took out the people that got the stash, you know what I'm saying? And they used the grenade to blow up, their car or whatnot. So, that with that, at the end of the episode, Jannard and Diamond are talking, and then here comes D-Mac. Diamond's thinking that it's a wrap for D-Mac, and Jannard's kind of trying to play, because Jannard don't necessarily want to off D-Mac, but he's playing that role for Diamond until him and Shanti can execute their plan as far as getting rid of Diamond and whatnot. But at the end of the episode, pretty much what happens is, Diamond's like, hey, welcome this back into CBI, and then Tommy comes in. Like, fuck is going on here, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And that was that, you know what I mean? It was a cool episode. It wasn't too crazy. We got Miguel and Ortiz working together, or they're getting ready to kind of work together to do some things, I always forget the Texas lady's name. And right before recording, I'm not going to look it up on camera, but what I'm talking about. She was running for mayor, the whole thing. She's still trying to get Tommy. She's getting help to get Tommy. It's just so many like backdoors that's going to happen. They say that episode 5 is going to be like the Paramount episode of the first half. They're probably breaking into half the season. So we're going to see what happens there. It was a cool episode. It was entertaining. It progressed certain aspects. I think Claudia was the thing that really kind of came to prominence in this episode, seeing her kind of, building her profile in prison. You had the whole D-Mac thing. And honestly, I will say this much. D-Mac's drive and his hustle is actually making him do some things. You know what I mean? Like, he could have been, that whole plan could have worked. You know what I'm saying? He's going out here, he's hitting licks, he's getting money. You know what I mean? He's causing problems, but he's getting money. So he's making his way. So, I get that whole thing there. You got the whole Vic thing. He's caught up with another female. That's going to be a problem, as it always has been. Tommy's doing Tommy, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And Diamond's doing Diamond. And Jannard doing Jannard. We didn't see no Shanti this episode or whatnot. So, it was a cool episode. You know what I mean? It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was entertaining enough. Progressive story. So, we'll see. You know what I mean? But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? Like I said, from my understanding, episode 5 is going to be when we get some real fireworks. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So we shall see. But this was the episode 3 review of Power Force. And see you next week. I am going to do stuff on the preview. I wanted to this week, but it got a little bit busy. So, but we're going to keep up with this Power Universe because, this is the last season of this, but it's going to spin off. We're going to see Tariq. I'm waiting to see where we're going to see Tariq pop up. I hope it's not just the final episode. I hope maybe we at least get 2 episodes with Tariq in it. So, shall see.